Raise your horns high and let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Feel the rush, let the loudness grow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show.
Well, where it looks like you got is that the docking bike and the Neely truck? Is that what?
Yeah. That's why I had to set you up with Dana for a while, because I've been riding. So I want to explain to everybody. Ever since Neely said that the heir to the CMS fortune was going to be some 2-bit South Side tramp, evil had to get on the docking bike and ride out here to Valparaiso, Indiana, to have a talk with Brother Wendell face to face to find out that's what we're going to do with the CMS. Yeah. So for those of you out there, I just pulled up on the docking bike over there. No, this way. Which way? That way. This way. Right. That way. The docking bike over here. Okay. God damn it. When you're on the camera, it's hard to judge. So I rode up on the docking bike. This is Wendell's truck. Okay, guys, CMSers. That's Wendell's house. Does this look like a HOA to you?
No.
Now, you're wondering about my hair. No helmet laws in Indiana, people.
That's what it is.
So I just got off the bike. I got to get my gloves off. I got my riding gloves on. Okay. Because I'm not just riding across town. I'm riding state to state here. So we're going to have a meeting here. Now, Wendell said I couldn't go in the house to do this with you. Wrap up show, not in his home. House. So I'm doing this out in the street with you right now while we can. And then I'll go back in there in a few minutes, and me and Wendell will have it out over this hussy trying to take over my family's legacy. So 30-year legacy, Ruben.
Right. Yeah.
So the Neelys have vested interest in all things CMS and now Wrap Up Show. So.
Right.
If I got to ride over here to have this negotiation face to face, man to man, then that's what Brother Evil's going to do. You know, that's the way it rolls. So, biker rules, man. So, right. Anyways, we're going to get down to some. We got a couple things to cover here that have popped up recently in the last few days, and a lot of wrap up show stuff is going to be coming at you here this week. But this one here will be preempted before Brother Wendell's show on Saturday night. But don't tell him that; he doesn't know that yet. He might kick evil out when he finds out we're preempting a show with some of our nonsense.
Oh yeah.
So, but one thing that we must make mention is recently, as you heard from my dear friend Dana, Vince is back out there on the road and very successful and doing his thing. And there was a photo recently that appeared of Brett and Sepp and Vince, and we took a couple of notes here on the wrap-up show about the photo. One is that Brett is definitely in the Just for Men
club,
brother Wendell hair club. Yeah, where I'm wondering, is there maybe there's a social circle? As you could tell by Brother Evil's beard, I'm not in the Just for Men social circle club. Maybe there is a rock star Hollywood backstage social circle club I'm not aware of or a part of, that they're sitting around dyeing each other's goatees and mustaches and fucking doing each other up, and over a couple of cocktails and some chit chat while we're dyeing our gray hairs out of our beards and our mustaches. So that was one thing that Evil knows about Brett, and then you chimed in with the observation of all time, in my opinion,
the dime store Indian guy look. Yeah.
That Stephen Piercy, ladies and gentlemen, is transforming into the dime store wooden Indian statue that you would see.
Well, can you see this?
There's the wooden Indian. Okay,
but then there's that where it says the meet and greet. It's like an ad mat for the meet and greet. I mean,
yes. So this was something that Brother Evil had put together on this the suggestion that
And
Seth may
there's
want to use.
Stephen Piercy of Brad.
Live this Sunday.
Signing autographs live this Sunday.
So,
Look at that.
yeah, so the poor guy. So he does have a real stoic way of folding his arms and
Right.
looking like a little wooden
Right,
statue in the corner when he's doing these photos.
And Vince is
Oh,
Vince.
God.
I mean, Vince is Vince. So I mean,
Yeah. He's lost a little bit of weight, and prop to Brett for looking in shape and sharp. We can't say he doesn't look good. He looks like Brett, man, like he's taking care of himself and business as best as he can. It was just a funny photograph of all
Right.
three of them together, and
Yeah.
Vince is looking a little bit different because there's a little bit less on the waistline. We got a dime store in the middle. It looks like he's
Oh wait.
stuck. And then
here
we have Brett.
Well, we got
you found
the.
it?
Well, it isn't the one with Brett in it, but you can.
Gotcha. Well, either way, you can get an idea. Yeah.
We can share this one just because it gives you an idea. It's got Green Bomb in it.
Yeah, that's fun.
So we can share the Green Bomb.
It's from the same session, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's from backstage. So that's got Vince. He's still looking
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
around the tummy there.
yeah.
Gosh, it almost looks like he has a colostomy bag or something, doesn't it? And he's got this.
It almost looks like a maybe he has. I'm wondering if he had some kind of an operation on his stomach area and has bandages or something.
Right.
Kind of holding.
Dana wouldn't say. He would just say he said a medical event.
I don't broach those topics. I don't want to lose any work.
There's the look with Piercy. I mean,
There's the wooden Indian look. Yes, if he crosses his arms, it's even more pronounced.
Yeah.
But and then if he on the other one, he didn't have the jacket, so he had the tan skin. You could really see he's real dark and everything. And so yeah. So that cracked me up because but hey, those guys are out there knocking it out. If you said to Evil that Brett and Vince and Steven are coming to my town, I'm probably going to the show.
Right.
So you could bring up
looking at
any
some of
ones you
the
want
shit that we're
if they're wrap up show worthy.
Yeah.
So you could show any of if they're the memes that we're sharing in the group are totally fine.
Well, I want to.
So we just wanted to mention that
kind of
part
goes
there.
in for last week when we're talking about King Diamond, the Burger King Diamond or Burger Priest. It was like what the
Burger
fuck?
Priest.
Yeah, Burger Priest. Let me find the photo because there was the photo of Drake where he's looking like the fucking.
Oh yes. Yeah. So as you guys all know, there is a rule that Brother Evil has about the wrap up show that John Drake, Moonface Drake, is never allowed on my show. Now we can most certainly crack jokes at him, and we're going to do some of that right here because he's putting this out there for everyone to see. And if everyone's going to see, let them see what they're going to see.
Let's see.
Apparently, he performed recently with BBM is the band name. Now, again, Evil. I thought that was Big Bowel Movement, but apparently it's Brother Believe Me, whatever that means. So this is going to be Brother Believe Me. I believe they're playing some show and they were doing a Ozzy tribute, "Mama, I'm Coming Home" with Moonface Drake singing. But that's him at this show. Look at this.
That. He looks like Vince. He's got the physique of Vince Neil. But I think you guys
got the shape of Vince and the Penguin. Now hold it before you scroll past it. I want to.
I think the next one is. Oh no!
All right. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh,
there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing similarities. Here. There is a slow evolution of Drake into full Penguin form. Now go back a couple. The first one you showed again by himself. I want to point out a couple things, folks. Okay, number one. Is Drake a 40-year-old plus man?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's got to be.
Don't
in his
wear. You do not wear Evil's number one rule, kids. Okay, if you're 40 plus, the jeans need to be intact.
Mm-hmm.
No fucking holes in your jeans, dude.
Right.
That's for the kids. That's not your 40 plus, dude. The jeans should be intact. Number two, Did you go to the fucking flea market and hit the hanky guy for every handkerchief
No
he's
shit.
fucking got?
He thinks
got
he's
one on the mic stand. He's got one on his wrist. Look on his
Yeah.
wrist. He's got a hanky tied on. He's got one hanging on. It's like
Oh,
he went
yeah.
on a hanky fest.
He did.
He hit the flea market and bought some from the guy. When he's done, he's gonna blow his nose 100
Yeah.
times. He's got everything covered. Or
He's
maybe
unreal.
it's for the sweat that's going to be rolling off this fat porky's back as he's out there singing Mama, I'm bloated and coming home to you, which by the
Oh.
way, Steph doesn't want you coming home with your hankies all fat and sweaty there, portly boy.
Well-
And yeah, he didn't sound good doing it. They did the band's okay. I mean, it sounds like any other band at a bar or
Sure.
a event to playing in the background.
Well, he's
I
going to
mean,
make it.
I'm
though.
not. And I'm not even going to say he's a horrible singer. He's not a horrible singer.
Right.
He's just not good. He's
Well,
most
he's
certainly
not gonna.
You know.
I mean, I hope he doesn't have these delusions that he's gonna make it. You know,
Who knows
how many
what's
how many
his-
15, 20, 25-year-olds look for, you know, a guy like that to get into his music. You know?
And
I mean,
and then okay, let's go past all that. That's not what he's doing. He's like evil. He's just out playing in a band to
Sure.
make a buck here and there and have a good time. That's totally fine. But again, put yourself in proper presentation for your age bracket, bro. Have a little
Right.
self-respect. I mean, like I get
I mean,
guess
the
that's
hat
what
is
the whole
fine.
band's trying to look like. Yeah, the ball cap's fine. The sunglasses, whatever. I'm just saying, like, don't go on Hanky Fest. Get some
Mm-hmm. Right.
regular jeans. I'll even give you the mechanic button-up work shirt guy, whatever. That's kind of like my brother Wendell's
probably a
fucking
CMS
look.
shirt.
Yeah, I was wondering. And then, you know, and the biggest thing is if you guys get any chance to watch any video of this guy, it's the fucking dialogue between the songs and the shit
Oh,
I
geez.
don't need. He's a fucking guy who wants to be. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
So Moonface Drake, big brothers bowel movement on stage doing their Aussie
Brothers
tribute
bowel
after hitting Jimmy the Trink at the fucking flea market for a few hankies on sale from China.
Right.
And so yeah.
Yeah, the flea market.
Yeah.
boy.
Evil doesn't even know. And this is the guy though who had the balls to call me out.
Right. Right. Yeah.
This is the guy. Okay. See, the thing was, Moonface Drake, was that I never called you out. You didn't like the fact that you got thrown in a couple memes because you were wearing bunny suits and stupid fucking shit. That was on you,
Right.
dude. You climb into a bunny suit and put it on social media, you're gonna reap the repercussions, pal. I didn't do that. All we ever did was cut you out of that photo and put you in other funny things where you're in a bunny suit. Then you got
Right.
mad about it. Well, that's your problem, dude.
Yeah.
Never once did I ever
Easy.
put your wife or your kids or your family involved. I just put you in that stupid outfit, which you already had out there, and then you got butthurt, and then you talk shit on the fucking show. So, hey, dude, that's what I think. I got a microphone now, and now I'm talking all the time, not just once in a blue moon when Neely's not there. I'm doing this shit once a week, every fucking week, till I'm blue in the fucking face. Until you fall over from a heart attack there, fucking penguin Vince Neil looking motherfucker.
And he left
So-
the group, remember? He left the group because he couldn't take the
Yeah, he left the group. Yeah, couldn't
like
take the
Aiken,
memes.
like
was
Aiken
getting
too.
pissy.
Aiken
Yep.
tried to say he got
Yeah.
thrown out, but you know, I mean, come on. The admin
We
said I
asked the
didn't.
moderator, the
Yeah.
admin of the group, and that's not true. And so, you know, and they can most certainly have taken some time and made some memes about us, but they, you know, all they do is talk about it, and or now behind the scenes talk about it, or pretend now that we don't exist while we're over here literally running their show because they're fucking listening to Blackfoot. They don't even fucking know why. 'Cause they're fucking
Yeah,
got their head up their ass.
No
So,
shit. What about there was you know, some reviews I think that we came across about Neely's employer. I was like holy shit. And you know, it was pretty spot on.
Do you want to read one of those? Can you bring
Well,
that up and read it?
Let me see.
I think there was one particular legit one that sounded like a customer who really was not,
Let me look.
yeah, not pleased with the service that they were rendered. And this is just public stuff. You could just look under the company name and then see the reviews of the company because Google and Yelp and these kinds of things keep reviews for y'all. So I wonder if, well, I won't do that on the air, but I have my suspicions about other things we could look up and probably see some interesting reviews. IT services, maybe? Um, but yeah, so we someone made uh, made us aware of the fact that there were some less than glowing reviews on the we'll just say company website. I don't maybe there's a way you can kind of scroll so they can't see the company name, but they just see the review. That might be our safest way to do that. I don't know. But let's just say that maybe all the hooting and hollering and screaming about people in the parking lot with
Yeah.
whatever ethnicity
I
is
mean,
doing whatever
we
felony
should we
crimes,
should we should
maybe
pull
that's
that
bled
up.
over to their customer service.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this one's kind of tough because there's no way of not doing that because it's right at the top.
Yeah.
But
So
it is
gotcha.
funny.
So yeah, maybe we will save that for later this week on another
Yeah, or maybe we
segment,
could
and
just cut
Evil
and
will take the
cut
time
the
to. I will
yeah.
black out, or I'll
Mhm.
black out the name
Right,
and some of the other information
right,
we don't want to put on the air, and then just show the review, and then you can kind of gauge from there
right.
what you're, you know. So, is
Yeah.
there any other breaking news that's happened since the last time we talked?
Let me look. I mean, well, no, because we talked about David Roach, who's the fellow
Passed
that
away, lead singer of
passed
Junkyard.
away
Rest in
from
peace.
Junkyard. Let me look. Uh, we might be able to blast through a couple things here real quick. Let me see what there is. Uh, well, Disturbed covers Black Sabbath's Paranoid, but they're not really he's not really a singer. Not really a singer. Um,
Yeah,
and then you got Phil Soussan says that he
supposedly.
sees Ozzy Osbourne's career as having gone in three chapters, which is kind of what we talked about. I mean, he maintained
Yeah,
relevancy for every era, regardless of what was going on musically. Um,
multiple decades, and a man who also kind of, one thing I was also thinking the other day about Ozzy is he kind of knew when to take a year or two off
right,
because
right,
maybe something wasn't right personally or in the scene, and kind of take a step back and then maybe reevaluate before he steps back forward with another Ozfest or album or a single or whatever he was doing. And very wise in that regard. And yeah, I think Oz probably doesn't get the nod of respect he should get for just being very intelligent in the way that he curated an
hmm
entire image that you all know to be Ozzy Osbourne. Very few
right,
people can master that like he did.
right. I don't know. There's a whole
And
lot.
he
I
should
mean, um,
no, there's nothing else
not a
breaking.
whole
No
lot.
other.
But you know what is interesting? Because you're a part of that Ed Trunk. I don't know if it's a hate group. I mean, it's kind of evolved into like a dislike of Eddie Trunk, or kind of like what we're doing, but with the CMS, right? It's a bunch of fans that kind of got a little crabby, and the same thing happens with Stern. There's a bunch of Stern groups. One that I'm a part of too, where there's a lot of griping about, oh man, I really miss when he would do this, and now he's doing this, and this isn't so good. But
Um,
one of the
I was gonna say
rumors
Jim
of,
and them are
yeah,
are Jim and them constantly cracking on Fell Dog, but in a way they're kind of fans of Fell Dog in the movies from the
right,
80s, and they'll openly tell you that they know all of everything he's ever done in his career,
hmm
but they definitely are constantly cracking on the shit he's doing lately.
right.
So
But
yeah, we're
yeah, I
just
mean,
all versions. We're all cogs in the same wheel,
right, and
out
it
here
just
chit chatting about shit that we see that doesn't make sense. Anyways, go ahead.
yeah, it just seems like with Stern, there is that rumor that he's going to get sacked by Sirius because they're not going to want to
Hmm.
renew him, and
Oh
I
yes, I did see
understand
about that.
that because of the fact that he does like 3 shows a week, takes the entire summer off, and pretty much takes, I think, most 3/4 of December off into like the first week of Jan, so another month off.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just like you're not getting very much out of the guy, and it's not even top-notch quality stuff anymore. So then you get like 9 hours of programming, 3 days, in 3 days of a week. He has, Thursday, Friday off, and he's even broadcasting or podcasting from his house, his mansion in Florida. So, I mean, I just don't see them
I'm at the
really.
mansion in Indiana, by the way. Go ahead.
And he's not going to take less money, so that's not going to happen. He'll probably just do his own thing and do a paywall subscription type thing. But the question here is what's going to happen with Trunk because he's gotten kind of stagnant too. I mean, it's all about, top 10 lists, top 20, top 5 lists, bands that should have been huge, Mount Rushmore of rock, and Heaven's House Band, that one's really cringy. But it just seems like he's lost his touch. Remember, he was supposed to have Ian Pace on this week, and Pace blew him off. And instead, I think it was Mark Striegel got Roger Glover, which is a better interview, if you ask me.
Yeah, Pace is a little subdued, and Pacey has a very English, what's the word? He's too nice. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like he's he's the kind of guy who probably wouldn't say a bad word about anybody if you're forced him into it. He just doesn't want to do that. He's not English. Yeah, I don't know what the word politeness
Hmm.
basically. But let's go over a couple things, brother, because you're firing a lot of things at me at
Yeah.
once. First off, Howard Stern. At this point in time, Howard Stern has probably been paid more by Sirius XM than Sirius XM has left in the bank.
Right.
My guess would be if Howard wanted to, he could write the checks to float their company for a while and make them work if that's what they're having problems with. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. If Howard has enough money and enough power to do whatever he chooses to do. He could launch his own media company, his own podcasting network, his own podcasting show, his do one show a week and just do 2 hours talking to Robin and whatever. And there will still be people that will download. And there will still be people that will check into it. And he will still make money if that's what he chooses to do. At his age, with his amount of dough and the girl and the mansion and the pets, I would just be sitting off looking at the ocean in Long Island or whatever and going to Florida or wherever I want to go and doing my shit and not even bothering with this shit anymore.
Hmm.
It's nowhere near what it used to be. He knows that. He's not dumb. He's
Right.
Howard Stern. And you don't have you can't you can't just have Beetlejuice every day, and you can't, and so the everything has run its course. Everything has
Hmm.
gone where it's gone. A lot of the elements that again that made that show great, the Artie Langs, the Jackie the Joke Man Martling, have all left the show. You can only take so much Richard and Sal and prank calls and where they
Oh
and
yeah.
I think that's all hilarious to this day. If I'm bored and I have nothing doing, I'm doing some yard work and I got the headphones on, I'll put on them crank calling people all day long. I can listen to it all the time. Angry Political Guy is one of my favorite guys to listen to of all
Hmm.
time. So we can go on and on with the stuff that the Stern show, all the Whack Packers I enjoyed, but it's just time, dude. All things that run their course, it's kind of ran
Hmm.
its course. Maybe Brother Wendell might want to take notice of that statement. All things run
Oh
their
yeah.
course, but
Yeah.
that's another conversation for another time. But as far as that goes, I think if I can't look in his bank account, but I'd have to imagine Howard Stern's worth $500 million or
Oh
more. And
sure.
if you're worth 500 million or more, then you can probably do whatever you want in any
Hmm.
radio environment or podcast or TV, probably at this point in time, if that's what he chose to do.
Sure.
So my guess is he was doing it from the basement a couple days a week. It's because it was like,
Hmm.
this is, I'm getting paid. I can talk. I'll still do it. I don't think he really wants to do it or do it that way.
Hmm.
Half of these people, Gary Delabate, Baba Booey, all these people are off live in other states now. They're not even
Yeah.
in New York doing their, all this is coming from people's homes. Hey, cool. Good run.
Hmm.
Respect. They gave me, I don't know about you guys, but I had about a 10 or 15-year period where I thought it was funny as
Oh yeah.
fuck. And that's all I
It
listened
was.
to. And every day I was one of my radio go-tos,
Hmm.
or then later on even on YouTube in the early 2000s when YouTube was hitting there, you can find all these different clips of Stern doing all this shit. You can get the visuals, not just the audio. So yeah, I love it all and respect to him, but go do what you want to go do. As far as Trunk goes, been thinking this for a while for you, Trunk. Radio's not really
Hmm.
radio anymore, bro. Like,
Right.
who's tuning into somewhere to listen to something? I mean, you need to get strictly into the podcasting, YouTubing, Apple, Rumble, whatever. Get that shit out there that way. That is the now and the current, and it's going forward. It's going to be different stuff. But if you even want to stay relevant to 2025, I mean, you could say what you want about Wendell's favorite guy in the world, Kumia, but
Hmm.
Kumia has an ability to get his shit out on the social medias and in the digital realm, and people are fucking watching it, and he's doing his shit, and he's still finding a way to make a paycheck or get some money out of it. And he's even on a now radio station in New York or something, right, on Sunday nights or
Hmm.
whatever. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like Trump could probably find a couple of things like that, but he probably really needs to just get off this whole I'm going to rely on Sirius. Get no, go
Yeah.
to let it the trunk Nation podcast or whatever and just do your thing. Ed, maybe
Mm-hmm.
get a guy or two to help you spice it up, to help produce, to help be a second voice and talk about stuff and bounce things around. But we don't need you like you're not Stern, but you most certainly made enough money to go run your
Right.
own show, Ed. You know, you can
Right.
just do it right. If Evil can do it in the front yard of Wendell Neely, then you can find a
Yeah.
way to do a show
He
somewhere.
could do it out of his
So
house in Vegas, his second home.
he could travel with a laptop and do it in the hotel, on the
Mm-hmm.
road. Honestly, the things that I like his interviews.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about Trunk. I do think sometimes in a good interview with the right person, he gets good questions and asks some things that I want to know that other people gloss over. And that's because he's kind of like me. Sometimes he's lost in the minutia of what the hell is going on here. That's number one. Number two, the other things I like about the things that he did do, but he doesn't do enough of, is he does have he could be a lot of behind the scenes. He's
Mm-hmm.
Trunk. He's hosting all these fucking things. Give us more of what you're doing in and out, who you're seeing while you're there. I talked to Piercy for 5 minutes before he went on here. All that kind of stuff will get you way more clicks than just you talking all the time, bro. It's 2025 and they want to see as much shit as they can. And you're a guy who gives them access to things that they wouldn't get access to, right? So that's what I would do if I was him. But he also might be, how far behind is he from Stern? 10 or 15 years so in age or whatever. So how much longer does he want to sit around talking about whatever? And lastly, as far as the Pacey thing, I thought about this also because I don't know the dates and the times. I'd have to look all this up to see if the timeline matches or doesn't. But John Lord's wife died, and I think that was the same day or the day after that Pace was supposed to be interviewed. So I'm wondering if maybe
Oh,
you
jeez.
never know. There could have been things going on behind the scenes with Deep Purple because I think even though John Lord wasn't in the band for long, I think they're still friends with her. I think she was
Mm-hmm.
still very much involved in as far as the Lord portion of Deep Purple and stuff. And so I think Gillen and Glover and Pacey were still in contact
Right.
with her. They put a whole statement on their thing
Oh.
saying that we were the loss of John
Mm-hmm.
Lord's wife. So I'm wondering, just curious, maybe that had something to do with Pacey because that was the day of or the next day
Yeah.
that happened or that was announced. So who knows? It might have been the day before. Maybe Pacey could be completely not related.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. I was thinking in my mind, it seemed odd that they announced that literally, I think the day after the interview was supposed to happen. And so who knows what's going on in the Purple camp. Maybe Glover hadn't even heard. Maybe Glover's interview
Right.
was pre-recorded by a day or two or something. We don't know. So
Mm-hmm.
all these things, you never know how every show does it different,
Sure.
ladies and gentlemen. Peel the curtain back. We record this thing and drop it to you about 4 to 6 days, 7 days after we record it, depending upon how long it takes Evil to edit and get shit on the fucking internet. So yeah, but we don't have a lot of staff and crack producers like my brother Wendell with Aiken IT. So we got to navigate
Aiken
these things
IT.
on our
No
own.
shit. Aiken IT.
So I'll just
and
grant them all a little room
escorts.
there. Maybe Ed may have gotten sacked because Pacey just didn't want to do it. Pacey
Sure.
might have had other things going on. Pacey's also, how old is Pacey?
Yeah,
76,
yeah,
78?
he's got to be
I mean,
pushing
Gillen's
82.
Gillen's Blackmore's age, which is
Right.
80, yeah. So I
Yeah.
think Pacey was the youngest of them, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yeah.
he's not far behind, 2 or 3 years younger than the rest of them. So they're all
Right.
in the 80 range. You should mention Blackmore was on your list, on the list here. My
On
list,
the
Tim.
on the
Blackmore's-
Deadpool, and he's had multiple
Yeah,
health
and
things too. Mm.
there's some news that he's having some health issues per Candace. So,
What did
this is why I
somebody
was trying to say.
referred to her as a gold digger? They've been married
you
for
know,
a bit. I mean, they've been
20
married for
plus
what?
years.
Yeah,
or almost 30
pushing
years.
30,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It would be really hard for me to believe at this point in time that she's a gold digger.
No.
She could have left
Oh, yeah.
15 years ago and took half his shit, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
again, get into Blackmore's Night social media, watch her social media.
Mhm.
She has a lot of videos and
Oh,
stuff of her. And they're,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way they interact that they care
Sure.
about each other. They're a couple. They've been a couple.
Right.
There's no, she's not just in this for dough. That she cares about
Mhm.
Richie. She's trying to take care of him, rightly or wrongly. I'm just saying, like, that lady that married Hogan was only in his life for 2 years, and now her and Scientology are going to get fucking
Yeah, no shit.
most of Hogan's fortunes. That seems like a gold digger. Ladies who put in 30 years of marriage and helping you manage both your Blackmore's Night and your Rainbow stuff with Ronnie and all the
Right.
stuff her and her mom do for Richie.
Mhm.
I don't think that's the case. I think that they're taking care of a guy who's, well, I mean, he's 20 or
Mhm.
30 years older than her, right?
Right.
I think she's in her 40s or 50s and
Right.
he's 80. So
Yeah, yeah.
So another weird situation, but hopefully Richie, this is what I'm trying to say, y'all. Like, and I was going to save this for a segment later. We'll just do it now. We're on the fucking air. Let's just do it.
Yeah,
I recently put out a little meme or the evil Zoltar is predicting a Skid Row reunion in 2026. And I'm saying that for a multitude of factors, but one of the main reasons is that Ozzy dying has made a lot of people in the music industry think twice. And if you ain't think it's made one of those guys in that band think twice, you're probably fooling yourself. Now, there might be guys in that band who don't want to get back together with a certain frontman, but Evil's telling you right now, you're not getting any younger. You yourself and Skid Row guys are in your 60s. That means in Evil's world, once you're at the 65 plateau, anything past 65 is bonus, y'all. Y'all are on borrowed time at that point. Anything 65 and under, you probably have an expectancy to live if you're not fucking off with drugs or, high risk behavior. What I'm saying here is I think Rachel Bolan's 62, right? Or 60. He's in his 60s. My point is, at some point in time, when is someone in a management capacity or maybe a guitar player in said band going to say, why are we not just making the most money we can make with the one guy that everyone wants to see us with? And if Motley Crue can fucking figure it out with Vince, and if all these other bands, Roth was even back in Van Halen for a while. If they can figure this shit out, how can we not get on stage and do this? So whether it's Skid Row or these other bands, time's ticking, y'all. The clock isn't going to last forever. Y'all, you're at any moment could have a heart attack, a Vince Neil situation, whatever it could be, and you're no longer, or a doctor's looking at you and saying, there can never be a Skid Row reunion because Sebastian Bach can never sing again. Who wants that? Fuck, dude. So I don't care what you're trying to do with your American Idol tryouts to be the Skid Row singer. None of that is going to generate the interest that Seabass would. I don't care if it is only 5,000 more people or night or whatever, or it's just one slot up from where you are now. That's still better, dude. Like you guys were in clubs. There was a time where you guys were playing Harlow's in Sacramento to 75 people, bro, with ZP Thart. So don't tell me that Sebastian Bach is not going to increase business. I cannot. There's no way that's not going to happen. So I'm just saying the Ozzy death may make a lot of people, someone like Vince Neil, get on stage and do some shit, regardless of whether a doctor really wants them to or not. Ozzy dying might also make other people in other bands look around and go, I don't got a lot of time left. I don't think I can do more than 10 more years of this gigging and touring shit. How do I make the most dough and, the most bang for the buck for me as an artist and the fan in the seat? And that's not bringing in unknown guy to write United World Rebellion Part 3 is Evil's point. There's no one in line for that. There's no one waiting for that download. So just suggesting it, just throwing it out there. Maybe one day we'll hear about this, but I'm saying at some point in time, maybe a certain snake is going to have to slither around the Skid Row room and say, motherfucker, I want to make money. And there's only one guy's going to make me money. I mean, here's the other thing. You tell me this, Ruben. They had Solinger. They had, who was the guy from Harnell? They had ZP, and then they got to Grunwald, right? Wasn't Grunwald like the peak of those guys? Anyone not same Sebastian, Grunwald was the best, right?
Right. Yep.
So if you don't do Sebastian right now, what are you doing?
Well, yeah.
Stepping down. There's no one that's going to sound like Eric Grunwald.
No.
There ain't no one that's going to sound like Sebastian at his age right now. So that's what I'm saying. You are by nature, by doing anything other than Sebastian, you are giving an inferior product that no one's ever heard before, that no one's going to buy, that's not going to generate any waves, unless the guy is absolutely fucking Arnel Pineda Part 2 or Brian Johnson Part 2, which is very rare, y'all. I'm telling you. At some point in time, a manager is going to say, why are we not just doing 50 dates next year with fucking Bach? Festivals, opening for,
Poison.
GNR for a couple dates, opening for Poison or Vince or somebody else or whatever. I mean, there could be a package next year. Ricky Rocket was mentioning how Poison was getting offered kind of a package thing to headline it. Who's the opening bands? Just saying, Skid Row might be a great opening band with Sebastian Bach to open that fucking package. You put Piercy and DeMartini in the middle, I'd be there, 100%. If it was anywhere near me within a couple 4 hours or less driving, I think I would go find that package and go see it. Just because, A, I'd be getting some Skid Row reunion. B, I'm getting some DeMartini with Piercy, and C, I'm actually getting Poison the way Poison can actually still perform and play their songs the way they're supposed to do. So. Yeah, I'm just saying, and that may not happen. Maybe it's just evil living in fantasy land over here at Wendell Neely's compound in Valparaiso, Indiana. I don't know, but I'm just saying that this Aussie thing could shake some things and make things happen that we never thought would happen before. Y'all never thought that Axl would get back together with Slash. Y'all never thought that Vince and Tommy and these guys could figure out how to get back on tour again. Ozzy retired, no more tours, 91 till now, 3 times or whatever, farewell. Come on. So money and closing timelines equals some bands will be making some changes and doing some things. And I'm just going to say that next year would be 35 years since Slave to the Grind. So,
right.
2026, 1991, right?
Right.
So,
okay. Well,
and how many bands are out there doing those? Have we heard this before? 40th anniversary of this, 35th of that, 30 for this, and they're out there. We got Stephen the Wooden Indian doing Invading Your Cellar for.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm just saying they always throw out those things of whatever anniversary for something, and for them, for Skid Row, isn't that the biggest album?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Slave of the Grinds.
Yeah,
I mean, that's their peak album right there, man. And if it's 35 years since Slave of the Grind, and I'm not even saying they reunite with them permanently. I'm not saying they can sit in a room and fucking be like, hey, let's hang out, Rachel and fucking Seabass again, like brothers. No, I'm saying they can get on stage and do some shows for 30 or 40 shows. Say, there's your reunion, guys. Bye. We made some money. See you later. So it might not even be that long. Maybe it's one show. Who knows? I mean,
yeah.
But at some point in time, that's going to have to get crossed. I can't imagine y'all haven't played a show in a year and a half. Right? March of last year, I think was the last time they were on stage or something like that. So,
right.
Yeah. So, just saying, like, unless some dude's coming down the pipe that Evil hasn't heard about and is really hitting the. And there might be some guys out there. I just, because I watched an interview, and I think Rachel even said this about a month or two ago. He said we flew some guys to Nashville and flew some guys to Jersey and tried them out. And he had like nothing else to say about it. It didn't sound like there was a big, So, we'll see. Well, we're going to find out what happens this weekend. Is there a CMS Saturday night, or is he off with Donnie D? Oh, we lost your mic again.
Oof. There we go. It's those fucking internet gremlins. No, I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see, and if there is, we'll break it down a little bit. I'm guessing there probably won't be because Chris opts out of that any chance he gets. I mean, he fessed up to that. What was it, this weekend or was it last weekend? They prefer not to do it.
Yeah.
Neely, on the other hand, will do an all requests show just to hear himself and
talk,
boost his ego. Yeah. So.
I think even if there was like 5 people in the chat room, he would get on there and talk to himself and play their records over and over and over for 5 hours and hear himself talk to them.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we'll see what they do. And then I gotta get this meeting over with Wendell. I gotta get back on the docking bike and ride back to Oregon. And then I'm gonna get the Ouija board out and we're gonna talk. I've been blaring the metal church. We're gonna get a hold of the ghost of Mike Howe and the ghost of David Wayne, and we're gonna channel them through the Ouija board, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna see what those reads are. So I can't guarantee how that's gonna work out. This is we're dealing with the other side. I know a lot of you might be religious or worried about the next, so maybe this would be a segment next in a week or two. You're going to want to hit skip on. I'll make sure it's well advertised. But for those of us who are evil, living on the wild side and don't give a damn about any of that, then we're going to absolutely see if we can get some ghosts to come and talk into evil and coming through to you guys, because we think there's probably some unfinished business there, right? I mean, those guys both kind of left Earth a little early, and maybe they got some thoughts about what maybe they can give some advice from the other side of what Kurt should do with the metal church operation. So We'll find out, but we'll tap into that. We'll see what comes up for the CMS and the way the world of rock is going. Let's give it 5 more days, 7 more days. God knows what other news is going to pop up.
Right, no kidding.
Some other weird shit going on. So
Right.
buckle up, kids.
Yeah.
And I got to get back to Brother Wendell. He's in
Yeah.
the HOA house back here, and yeah.
Say hi to
I'm
Taylor.
thinking. Well, we're in Indiana. I'm pretty sure she doesn't leave the south side of Chicago.
Well,
But
not
and
for
she
the
needs to
right
stay
price,
there
she
because she's
will.
trying to get her grimy little hands on my family's legacy.
Oh, that's right.
And that evil's not having it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
30 years of CMS. She's just going to scoop it up and everything out of Studio A and march off with Wendell's gone. That's not happening.
Right.
Evil, the younger brother's got something to say about that. That's
Right.
number one. Number two, I'm thinking I'm going to get in that truck over here with Wendell. Quaker Steak and Lube. Quaker Steak and Lube.
Okay.
Yeah,
go.
I'm here. I'm going to make him take me to the Quaker Steak
Right.
and Lube. So
Nice.
we're going to break some bread at the Quaker Steak and Lube. All right, y'all.
All right.
Bye, kids.
That was good.
Raise your horns high, let your spirit flow.